What if I told you Lionel Messi might not arrive in Kochi after all? One signature, one decision from Argentina, and millions of Indian fans could see their dream paused yet again. Sponsors are frozen, plans are hanging by a thread, and the countdown, January 31, has turned into a nerve-shredding wait. But what's really happening behind the scenes, and why this delay could change everything? Stay right here. The twist is coming. We'll explain everything in this video, step by step. Don't skip it, ladies and gentlemen, football fans. Across the globe, hold your breath because the Lionel Messi show might be hitting pause before it reaches Kochi. Yes, you heard that right. The city that's been dreaming, chanting, and counting down is now waiting on one final whistle from the Argentine Football Association. The buzz, electric, the stakes, massive, the uncertainty, or absolutely nerve-wracking. For weeks, Kerala has been ready to roll out the red carpet for the man who turned football into poetry. Fans imagined that left foot touching Indian soil. Sponsors lined up their banners, organisers planned the spectacle. But now, silence from Argentina has turned excitement into suspense. Sources say sponsors are anxiously waiting, phones in hand, eyes glued to every update, because without official confirmation from the Argentine FA, nothing moves forward. And here comes the countdown twist. An announcement could land by January 31, could not will. That single word has turned this into a full-blown football thriller. And let's be honest, this isn't just a visit. This is Lionel Messi, a World Cup winner, a Ballon d'Or collector. A man who carried dreams on his shoulders, fell, got up and conquered the world in Qatar. So when uncertainty surrounds his appearance, it's not just logistics at risk, it's emotions. Millions of fans who've watched him from screens for 2 decades are hoping for a once-in-a-lifetime moment. Kochi isn't just waiting for a superstar, it's waiting for history. Behind the scenes, organisers are battling time, paperwork and pressure. Sponsors are holding back the fireworks until that green light flashes from Argentina. And fans, they're stuck between hope and heartbreak. Refreshing feeds like it's stoppage time in a final. So here we are. January 31, looming like a last-minute free kick. Will the confirmation arrive? Will Kochi erupt in celebration? Or will this dream be delayed? One thing's for sure, when Lionel Messi is involved, even waiting feels like a big match night. Stay locked in. This story is far from over. Lionel Messi's proposed visit to Kochi has become a major talking point in global football circles, with the entire plan now hinging on final confirmation from the Argentine Football Association. What initially began as a celebratory football event has transformed into a high-stakes waiting game where anticipation grows with every passing hour and silence feels louder than any official statement. Messi's name alone carries enormous weight, and when a potential appearance is mentioned, it instantly captures attention across continents, especially in football-loving regions like India, where his fan base stretches across generations. The expectation around Messi's presence in Kochi is not merely about a footballer travelling to a city, but about the arrival of a global icon whose career has shaped modern football. From his early days of struggle in Argentina to becoming a symbol of excellence at Barcelona, and later fulfilling his destiny by lifting the World Cup with Argentina, Messi represents perseverance, brilliance, an emotional connection. His possible visit has ignited memories of his greatest moments, reminding fans why his journey continues to inspire millions far beyond the pitch. At the centre of this unfolding story is the Argentine FA, whose approval remains the decisive factor. Until their confirmation arrives, every plan remains provisional, every announcement remains unfinished, and every expectation remains fragile. Organisers in India have reportedly completed significant groundwork, but without official clearance, nothing can be finalised. This has created an unusual pause in what was expected to be a straightforward celebration, turning administrative procedures into the most powerful influence over the entire event. For fans in Kochi and across India, the uncertainty has been emotionally taxing. Many have followed Messi's career since childhood, waking up at odd hours to watch him play in Europe, celebrating his victories and enduring his defeats as if they were personal. The thought of finally seeing him in person has felt like the culmination of years of loyalty, and the lack of confirmation has replaced joy with nervous anticipation. Social media discussions, speculation, and hopeful predictions continue to dominate conversations, reflecting how deeply this moment matters. The situation also highlights how tightly controlled modern football calendars have become. Messi's commitments, commercial responsibilities, and national obligations require careful coordination, and leaving little room for flexibility. The Argentine FA's role extends beyond simple approval, as it must balance international engagements, player welfare and long-term planning. This makes the delay understandable, yet no less frustrating for those waiting on the outcome. Despite the uncertainty, the very possibility of Messi's visit has already achieved something remarkable by uniting fans, sponsors and organisers in shared anticipation. The silence CE from official channels has only amplified the spotlight making. Every rumour feels significant and every potential update feels decisive. As the wait continues, the story reflects how one player's presence can pause cities, stir emotion, and turn an ordinary day on the calendar into a moment of collective hope. The uncertainty surrounding Lionel Messi's potential visit to Kochi has placed sponsors in an unusually tense position, with major partners choosing to remain on standby until absolute clarity emerges. In modern football events, sponsors are not just financial backers, but strategic stakeholders whose planning depends on precise timelines, official confirmations, and coordinated announcements. With no formal word yet from the Argentine Football Association, sponsors find themselves caught between excitement and caution, unable to activate campaigns or commit resources without risking reputational and financial setbacks. For sponsors, Messi's name represents unmatched global value. His presence instantly elevates brand visibility, attracts international attention, and guarantees massive fan engagement. Marketing strategies built around such an icon are carefully designed, months in advance, relying on certainty rather than speculation. The current delay has effectively frozen these plans, forcing sponsors to hold back launches, pause promotional content, and avoid public statements that could later prove premature. This cautious approach reflects the high stakes involved, aired when a single confirmation can determine the success or failure of a major commercial campaign. The waiting game has also intensified internal pressure within sponsoring organizations. Teams responsible for advertising, logistics, and public relations must stay alert, prepared to move instantly once approval arrives. At the same time, they must manage expectations from executives and partners who are eager to capitalize on the opportunity but wary of acting too soon. Every day without confirmation increases the complexity of execution, shrinking preparation windows and amplifying the risk of rushed decisions. Once the green light is given, public anticipation has further complicated the situation. Fans are already emotionally invested and sponsors are acutely aware that their messaging will be scrutinized. A single misstep, such as hinting at Messi's arrival without official backing, could trigger backlash if plans fall through. As a result, silence has become the safest option, even though it contrasts sharply with the hype that usually surrounds Messi-related events. This strategic restraint underscores how uncertainty can override even the most powerful marketing incentives. The delay also reveals the delicate relationship between football authorities, players, and commercial partners. While sponsors drive visibility and funding, they remain dependent on governing bodies for final decisions. The Argentine FA's confirmation is not just a formality, but a signal that IGN's sporting priorities with commercial opportunities. Until that signal arrives, sponsors must accept a secondary role, waiting patiently despite the momentum already built among fans and media. This pause has turned what should have been a celebratory build-up into a test of patience and coordination. Sponsors remain ready, plans meticulously prepared, but locked away while the football world watches for a single announcement that could instantly shift the narrative. The uncertainty has highlighted how even the biggest brands must sometimes step back, allowing the sport's governing structures to dictate the pace, and how silence can become the most telling response in moments of high expectation. January 31 has emerged as a pivotal date in the unfolding story of Lionel Messi's potential visit to Kochi, transforming an ordinary calendar deadline into a moment loaded with expectation and pressure. What makes this date so significant is not merely the possibility of an announcement, but the sense that everything surrounding the event appears to be moving toward this single point in time. Fans, sponsors, and organizers have all begun to view January 31 as a decisive checkpoint, a moment when uncertainty could finally give way to clarity. In football, deadlines often carry symbolic weight, and this situation is no different. Much like a transfer window closing or a final whistle approaching, January 31 feels like a countdown that cannot be ignored. The longer the silence stretches, the louder this day becomes in conversations and reports. It represents hope for those who believe confirmation will arrive, and anxiety for those who fear delays or changes in plans. The build-up has mirrored the tension of a tightly contested match where every minute feels slower than the last. For event organizers, January 31 is tied closely to logistical realities. Planning a high-profile appearance by a global icon like Messi requires precise coordination, from security arrangements and venue preparations to travel schedules and media access. Each of these elements depends on timely approval, and as the deadline approaches, the margin for error narrows. The absence of confirmation has forced organizers into a balancing act, preparing as much as possible while avoiding commitments that could unravel if the decision goes the other way. The day also carries emotional significance for fans who have been marking their calendars with quiet optimism. Many see January 31 as a final test of patience, the point at which dreams could either be validated or postponed indefinitely. Social media discussions have framed it as a moment of truth, with speculation intensifying as the day draws closer. This collective focus on a single deadline has turned the wait into a shared experience, binding fans together through anticipation and uncertainty. From a broader perspective, the importance of January 31 highlights how football events are shaped by timelines beyond the pitch. Administrative processes, international obligations, and scheduling constraints all converge to influence outcomes that fans often experience only as finished announcements. In this case, the date has become a bridge between behind-the-scenes decision-making and public expectation, emphasizing how much depends on coordination at the highest levels of the sport. As the countdown continues, January 30. One stands as a reminder of how quickly momentum can shift in football. One confirmation could trigger celebrations, official announcements, and long-awaited preparations, while continued silence could extend the suspense even further. The focus on this date has intensified every rumour and update, turning each passing hour into part of a larger narrative driven by hope, patience, and the enduring belief that something extraordinary might soon be confirmed. The excitement surrounding Lionel Messi's potential visit to India has reached extraordinary levels, especially among fans who have grown up watching him redefine football from thousands of miles away. Despite the uncertainty clouding the final decision, the emotional investment from supporters has only intensified, turning anticipation into a powerful force that continues to build with every update and every rumour. For many in India, Messi is more than a footballer. He's a symbol of artistry, humility, and resilience, and the possibility of seeing him in person feels like a deeply personal moment. Indian fans have followed Messi's journey through triumphs and heartbreaks, celebrating his magic goals and feeling the weight of his near misses on the international stage. His World Cup victory with Argentina was not just a sporting achievement, but an emotional release shared by millions who had believed in his story for years. That shared history has made the current uncertainty especially poignant, as the idea of his presence in Kochi represents a chance to connect physically with memories that were once only seen on screens. The stakes extend beyond individual emotions to a collective sense of pride and recognition. Messi's visit would signal India's growing presence in the global football conversation, validating the passion that exists across the country. Fans see it as acknowledgement of their unwavering support for the sport, a moment when the football world turns its attention toward them. Even without confirmation, the mere discussion of his arrival has sparked celebrations, debates, and renewed enthusiasm within local football communities. Social media has become a stage for this emotional surge, with fans expressing hope, anxiety, and unwavering belief. Every small update is dissected, every silence interpreted, and every potential date treated like a promise waiting to be fulfilled. The uncertainty has not dampened enthusiasm. Instead, it has sharpened it, making the wait feel like part of the experience rather than an obstacle. This emotional resilience reflects the deep bond between Messi and his supporters, a connection forged through years of shared moments and mutual admiration. At the same time, the doubt surrounding the visit has tested patience. Fans are aware that decisions of this scale involve complex negotiations and official clearances, yet the emotional pull remains impossible to ignore. The struggle between understanding the process and yearning for certainty has defined the current mood, creating a unique blend of realism and hope. This tension has kept the story alive, ensuring that interest remains high even in the absence of definitive news. Ultimately, the ongoing excitement and emotional stakes highlight the rare influence Messi holds over global audiences. Few athletes can inspire such widespread devotion that uncertainty itself becomes a shared narrative. Whether the visit is confirmed or delayed, the reaction from fans has already demonstrated the depth of their connection, proving that their passion extends beyond outcome and into the enduring story of a player who has touched their lives through football. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe.